breaking news coming in. The Bureau of FIFA Council has decided to lift the suspension that was imposed on the All India Football Federation in a huge relief to India. Remember that ban was put in place due to undue third-party influence. The decision was taken after FIFA received confirmation that the mandate of the Committee of Administrators that was set up to assume powers of the AIFF committee had been terminated and that the AIFF administration had regained full control of daily affairs. FIFA and the AFC will continue to monitor the situation and will support the AIFF in organising the elections in a timely manner. The important part of this is that as a consequence, FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, scheduled to take place on October 11th to 30th this year, will be planned in India as we had hoped for. Karishma joining us for more now on the story. Karishma, huge relief. And this happened because the Supreme Court did reverse its decisions on having a COA in charge, isn't it?
Well, yes, absolutely. And now the FIFA has overturned the suspension of All India Football Federation, and very importantly, India is going to host the Under-17 Football World Cup in October later this year, as it was planned earlier. And FIFA, in its statement, has said that the decision was taken after FIFA received confirmation that the mandate of the Committee of Administrators was set up to assume the powers of AIFF Executive Committee had been terminated, and that the AIFF administration had regained full control of the AIFF daily affairs. FIFA and AFC continue to monitor the situation and will support the AIFF in organizing its elections. In fact, we had spoken to Baichung Bhutia earlier today, who had filed his nominations for the post of president, and he is very, very confident that if he's going to come into power, he is going to reshape how Indian football is viewed in a global stage.
Absolutely. Now, the concerns about who is going to be electing this committee, have those concerns been cleared up, Karishma?
Well, the presidential elections are going to take place on the 2nd of September. We obviously have Baichung Bhutia, who has filed his nomination. We also have Mr. Kalyan, who is also a former India footballer, who has filed his nominations. The competition is really going to be between them. If I'm not wrong, there are 34 state associations that are eligible to vote in this election, and it is really going to be a very cut-to-cut for both Baichung and Kalyan Chaubey, and we will have to wait until the 2nd of September to see who is going to be the next president of the All India Football Federation. But Baichung Bhutia has made it very, very clear that he feels it is now his time to give back to the sport, and that he really wants to lead Indian football and ensure that India plays a World Cup, not just basis hosting it, but basis the merit, because he feels that Indian football has that potential.
Give us some context, Karishma. Why did we come to this situation? We know that, the genesis of the problem, in a sense, was a petition that landed in the Supreme Court saying that Praful Patel had overstayed his tenure as president of the AIFF for several months. And that is where it all started, isn't it?
Well, yes, absolutely. That is where it all started. In fact, the Supreme Court also went on to say that it cannot be that Indian football is brought in such a situation because of one man's vested interest. So clearly, it was, because of Praful Patel, what happened. But now, due to the Apex Court intervention, the termination of the Committee of Administrators, we are at a point where the AIFF is coming back to normalcy. We are going to have elections. We are going to have elected team members, president, and other posts are going to be filled up. Praful Patel had been leading the AIFF for a long time, but now is the time for change. Between Baichung Bhutia and Kalyan Chaubey, we are going to have a new football president, and obviously the focus is going to be firstly the Under-17 World Cup, and then to grow the game at the level as well.
At the end of the day, the important thing is to have players in charge, not political personalities. Nikhil Sharma, thank you for that, Karishma. Nikhil Sharma, author and sports commentator, is joining us now on the show. Nikhil, great to have you on this breaking news story. Huge relief, isn't it?
Well, 100%. These have been tough times for Indian football. A lot of fans have had a lot of anxiety. A lot of our teams and players have had a tough time. Teams, the World Cup was in jeopardy as well. A big event that India has been awarded was in danger of being taken away from the country. An under 17 Women's World Cup is a fantastic opportunity for a lot of young girls to be inspired, to look at some of the best players in the world and pick up the game. So I think all in all, it's a great decision. And one that is on expected lines. Once the ban was served, the Indian government, I think, has put its offices into an overdrive and ensured that its communication with FIFA was clear. The COA was withdrawn by the Supreme Court, and resultantly, very quick reaction from FIFA.
Yes.
It's been over.
I think the alacrity with which the Sports Ministry also acted, went back to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court very quickly reversed the situation that it had been put into place with perhaps great intentions, but which didn't go down well with FIFA, has also led to this. Nikhil, if you're still there, what do you hope to see now? What do you hope to see now from these elections?
I'm sorry, I've had a little bit of an audio problem.
Now, I was asking you, what do you hope to see now?
Please?
What do you hope to see now from the elections which will be conducted? Who do you hope to see helming it, and the future of Indian football? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. I'm sorry.
I couldn't hear you then.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay, Nikhil. All I was asking is, what do you hope to see next from the elections which will now take place under FIFA guidelines?
Well, it's an independent election that FIFA wants the election to be held by the independent committee and under the aegis of the AIFF. So I expect the fact that, names have come up. Kalyan Chaube's name has come up. Baichung Bhutia has thrown his hat into the ring as well. Looks like, there is going to be definitely for the post of president that there will be an election now. So let's see. Let's hope for the best, and may the best man win.
At least the under 17 match will happen. The team that has practiced so hard and worked so hard will get its opportunity. I think that's the big takeaway. Thanks so much, Nikhil, for joining us at this late hour on this breaking news story.